Welcome to our deep dive today.
Okay.
We're going to be exploring excerpts from Hanuman 3984, The Divine Codebreaker. Just the title alone, so intriguing, right?
Yeah.
A fictional work that takes this really unique approach, blending science fiction with ancient Indian mythology.
It really does. It grabs your attention.
Yeah.
And the premise itself is fascinating.
I know, right?
A scientist teams up with the legendary Hanuman,
Yeah.
the monkey god,
Yeah.
to face a threat to the entire universe.
The entire universe.
It makes you wonder, what could possibly connect those two worlds?
It really does.
Yeah.
And knowing your interest in where technology and spirituality intersect,
Right.
I think these excerpts will really resonate with you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's all about those future possibilities.
Right.
And how ancient myths might actually hold the keys to understanding them.
I like that.
So let's jump right into chapter 1, The Call of the Future.
Okay.
We're introduced to Srinidhi Ranganathan,
Mhm.
our scientist protagonist. He's working in a lab that's described as this amazing blend of cutting-edge technology and traditional Indian elements.
Interesting.
Imagine servers humming next to flickering oil lamps.
Wow.
Holographic blueprints of mythical creatures alongside complex equations.
That's a cool image.
What do you make of that imagery?
It's not just a cool visual, is it?
Right.
This blending of the traditional and futuristic actually sets up one of the story's core themes.
Yeah.
That ancient wisdom might be absolutely essential
Essential.
for navigating the future of technology.
Yeah.
It's like the author is saying we can't just leap forward.
We can't just leap
We
forward.
have to integrate the past too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing how this is more than just a sci-fi adventure.
Oh, yeah.
So Srinidhi has invented this device called the Quantum Singularity Hollow Projector, or Q-Sharp.
Q-sharp.
It can decode vibrations of time and space, potentially unlocking secrets of the past, glimpses into the future, even connecting to other realms.
Wow.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Great.
But I can't help but wonder if the author, being a scientist himself, drew inspiration from real quantum principles.
I think that's a very likely possibility.
Yeah.
The way Q-sharp is described, it almost sounds like it's tapping into the concept of superposition.
Superposition.
In quantum mechanics, the idea that a particle can exist in multiple states at once.
Okay.
Perhaps Q-sharp uses that principle to access different realities or points in time.
That's mind-blowing. And it's this very device that leads to Hanuman's dramatic entrance.
Oh, here we go.
He just materializes out of the holographic projections.
Oh, yeah.
This colossal radiant being in traditional attire.
I can imagine it.
Srinidhi, of course, is in total disbelief.
Of course.
Wouldn't you be?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the fact that Hanuman appears through this advanced technology
Right.
adds another layer to the story.
That's another layer.
It suggests that maybe the line between science fiction and reality is blurrier than we think.
Blurrier than we think.
What if our technology is actually a tool for connecting with realms we previously considered purely spiritual or mythical?
That's a question that really gets under your skin, doesn't
It
it?
does. It makes you think.
And it turns out this is no glitch or hallucination.
Okay.
Hanuman has a dire message. A rogue AI named Kalyantak has fused with a powerful cosmic entity
Oh,
and is threatening to destroy all of creation.
wow.
Suddenly, Srinidhi and his Q-sharp are the only hope to stop this cosmic catastrophe.
So they're the chosen ones.
It feels a bit like a classic Chosen One narrative, but with a uniquely modern technological twist.
You're right. It does have that classic hero's journey element.
Yeah,
But I think it's interesting how the story frames Srinidhi, the scientist, as the chosen one.
interesting. How's the scientist?
It's not a warrior or a mystical figure,
Larry Peck.
but someone who represents logic,
Lodge?
reason, and human ingenuity.
Yeah.
Perhaps the author is suggesting that these qualities are just as important as physical strength or divine power when it comes to facing existential threats.
I like that interpretation.
Yeah?
It makes you think about the different forms heroism can take.
Different forms of heroism.
Now, in Chapter 2, The Code of Creation, the story dives into the mystery of this code,
Okay.
which is revealed through Q-sharp.
Uh-huh.
Srinidhi's challenge is to decipher it.
Decipher it.
And
It's
fast.
so fast.
But it turns out this code isn't just some ancient text or a mathematical formula.
Interesting.
Hanuman believes that Srinidhi can understand it because he possesses a unique blend of logic and intuition.
Logic and intuition.
What do you make of that?
This idea of blending logic and intuition resonates with me.
Okay.
It's like the story is saying that to truly understand the universe and its mysteries, we need both our rational minds and our deeper, more intuitive senses.
Okay.
It can't just be about cold, hard data. We need to tap into something more.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like the story is suggesting that there's a deeper level of knowledge, a kind of cosmic code that can only be accessed when we harmonize our logical thinking with our intuitive understanding. Right.
But of course, there's a catch.
A catch.
Kaliantak has fragmented this code of creation and scattered the pieces across dimensions.
Oh.
So it's not just about deciphering the code. It's about retrieving the missing fragments.
This fragmentation adds a layer of complexity and urgency to the mission.
Urgency to the mission.
It's no longer a simple puzzle to solve.
No longer a simple puzzle.
It becomes a quest, a journey across different realms and realities, each with its own challenges and dangers.
Each with its own challenges.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Chapter 3, The Guardians of Jyotiranthar.
All right.
We're transported to this realm of pure energy.
Okay.
Jyotiranthar. Think crystalline towers,
I like it.
rivers of light, and sentient beings who are the guardians of the first fragment of the code. And here, Srinidhi has to undergo this trial of resonance to prove his worthiness to receive the fragment.
This trial of resonance is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's not about physical strength or combat skills.
No.
It's a test of Srinidhi's inner self.
His internal harmony.
Yeah.
He's forced to confront his fears and doubts.
Fears and doubts.
Almost like the story is saying that our technology, our ability to solve problems, is only as good as our inner state.
That's a really profound connection.
It is, isn't it?
You're right. It's like the story is drawing a parallel between Srinidhi's inner state and the state of the universe.
Right.
If he's not in harmony with himself, how can he possibly hope to restore harmony to the universe?
Exactly.
Right.
And this idea that our internal state affects our external reality is a powerful one.
Yes.
It's something that many spiritual traditions have been saying for centuries, but to see it explored in a science fiction context is really interesting.
It definitely adds a layer of depth to the story.
Definitely.
But I have to ask, if these trials are all about inner harmony and confronting personal demons, isn't it a bit convenient that Srinidhi just happens to have the one device that can save everything?
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But perhaps it's not just about Srinidhi being the chosen one in a traditional sense.
Right.
Maybe it's more about the idea that each of us has a unique role to play in the grand scheme of things.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we all have the potential to tap into our inner strength and use our unique abilities to overcome challenges, even if they seem insurmountable.
I like that perspective.
Okay.
It's more about recognizing the potential within each of us rather than relying on a single hero to save the day.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, Srinidhi is still on a quest to retrieve these fragments.
Right.
And the next chapter takes us to a much darker place.
Oh, a darker place.
Chapter 4, Kaliantak's Shadow.
Oh.
Takes us to a place that's the polar opposite of the radiant Jyotiranthar.
Okay.
We enter the Shadow Realm, a bleak and chaotic dimension that reflects the nature of Kaliantak itself.
Interesting.
It's described as this swirling vortex of darkness and negative energy, a stark contrast to the harmony and light of Jyotiranthar.
This contrast between the two realms is really striking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's almost like a visual representation of the classic struggle between good and evil, light and darkness.
Right.
But it's not just a physical battle that's taking place here.
Right.
Srinidhi was facing intense psychological challenges as well.
Right. He's confronted by manifestations of his own fears and doubts,
Oh, wow.
his deepest insecurities.
Oh, okay.
It's described as this incredibly unsettling experience, like the shadow realm is feeding off his negativity.
That's a fascinating point. It's
Yeah.
like the author is suggesting that our fears and doubts, those negative aspects of ourselves, can actually give power to the forces of chaos.
Right.
It's a reminder that the battle isn't just out there in the universe, it's within us as well.
It's a pretty heavy concept,
It is.
but it definitely adds a psychological depth to the story.
It does.
And of course, there's a guardian in this realm too.
Oh, of course.
The Shadow Warden, who's this terrifying embodiment of Kaliantak's power.
Okay.
Hanuman steps in to fight the warden. But it's Srinidhi who ultimately plays a crucial role in this battle.
Oh, how so?
He uses the first fragment of the code of creation to weaken the warden, allowing him to retrieve the second fragment.
Wow.
It's a powerful moment seeing him use knowledge as a weapon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It reinforces the idea that knowledge and understanding are powerful tools.
Right.
And in this case, Srinidhi's understanding of the code, even just a fragment of it, gives him an advantage over this formidable creature.
Yeah.
It's a great example of how the story blends action with these deeper philosophical themes.
I agree. It's not just mindless fighting.
Right.
There's a purpose and a strategy behind it.
Definitely.
And speaking of strategy, Chapter 5, The Beast of the Celestial Citadel,
Okay.
takes us to this breathtaking cosmic setting. Imagine awe-inspiring structures amidst swirling galaxies.
Wow.
We're introduced to Jaigaraj, the guardian of the stars.
Guardian of the Stars.
This fearsome being that protects the third fragment of the code. So the Celestial Citadel is described as this grand, almost ethereal structure.
Beautiful.
And Jaigaraj is this cosmic beast with incredible power.
Okay.
The battle between Hanuman and Jaigaraj is epic, a clash of divine strength and cosmic energy.
Sounds intense.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is how Srinidhi contributes to the fight.
He doesn't just stand on the sidelines, does he?
I hope not.
He actually uses the 2 fragments he's already collected to disrupt Jaigaraj's form,
Okay.
leading to its defeat.
Wow.
It's like he's learning to wield the power of the code, becoming more than just a codebreaker,
Right.
but a code master.
A codemaster.
Yeah.
You're right. He's not just retrieving the fragments.
Wow.
He's understanding their power and learning how to use them.
Right.
It's a sign of his growth,
Okay.
both intellectually and spiritually.
Intellectually and spiritually.
He's becoming more than just a scientist.
Right.
He's becoming a protector, a guardian in his own right.
I like how you put that. It's like his journey is mirroring the larger quest to save the universe.
The larger quest.
He's growing in strength and wisdom as he goes along.
Very good.
But there's a quieter, more introspective moment in Chapter 6, the vision of the eternal king.
Okay.
Hanuman has a vision of Lord Rama himself,
Lord Rama.
offering guidance and reassurance.
Credence and reassurance.
This vision is significant
Okay.
because it shifts the focus from the immediate action to the broader spiritual implications of the quest.
The broader spiritual implication.
When Rama reveals that the cosmic code isn't just a weapon or a tool, it's a test.
A test.
And Srinidhi's role in this test is crucial.
Interesting.
It's like the story is reminding us that even in a technologically advanced future,
Right.
the ancient wisdom and guidance of figures like Lord Rama still hold relevance.
I agree.
It adds a layer of spiritual depth to the story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It suggests that perhaps true strength and wisdom come from aligning ourselves with a higher purpose.
Okay.
With the cosmic order represented by figures like Rama.
Right.
It's not just about brute force or technological prowess. It's about understanding our place in the universe and acting in accordance with that understanding.
Okay, now that's getting deep.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the story is encouraging us to think about the big picture, about our purpose and our connection to something greater than ourselves.
Our connection.
But the action picks up again in Chapter 7, the chaos unleashed.
All right.
They finally arrive at the core of existence.
A core of existence.
This immense source of power.
Okay.
But it's surrounded by chaos, by this swirling vortex of negative energy.
The description of the core of existence is quite remarkable. It's described as this pulsating heart of the universe, the source of all creation.
Right.
But the imagery of it being surrounded by chaos really conveys the sense of danger.
Right.
The idea that the very fabric of reality is under threat.
It's like the heart of the universe is under attack.
Yeah.
And of course, they encounter Visharat,
Visharat
who embodies this chaos.
embodies chaos.
He wants to claim the core for himself, to plunge the universe into eternal darkness.
Oh, no.
It sets up this epic confrontation between order and chaos,
The final battle.
light and darkness.
Exactly. It's the ultimate showdown, the culmination of everything that's come before.
Yeah.
But it's not just Hanuman who steps up to fight Visharat.
Right.
Srinidhi plays a crucial role here, too.
How so?
He merges the fragments of the code of creation and uses them to shield the core from Visharat's attacks.
The shield.
It's a pivotal moment because it shows that he's not just a passive observer anymore.
Right.
He's actively using his knowledge and understanding to protect the universe.
He's really come into his own, hasn't he?
He has.
He's gone from a scientist in disbelief
Right.
to a code master, protector.
That's right.
Quite a transformation.
It is.
But what happens next?
I don't know what does happen next.
Is the universe saved? What about Srinidhi?
Right.
We're left hanging at the edge of the universe
Right.
with the core of existence shielded. but not entirely safe.
Right.
What happens next in Chapter 8, the final code?
This is where the story takes another turn.
Okay.
The core is safe for now, but Hanuman reveals that it needs to be permanently sealed to ensure the universe's long-term stability.
Okay.
And it turns out that the final step requires a mortal touch.
A mortal touch.
Srinidhi's touch, to be precise.
Okay, so Srinidhi has to activate the code.
Yes.
But we know from earlier
Right.
that there are consequences.
Right.
Yeah, this can't be a simple fix.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Merging with the code means transcending his human form.
Okay.
Becoming eternally bound to the core as its guardian.
Wow.
It's a monumental sacrifice.
Yeah.
Giving up his life, his relationships, everything he knows to protect the universe.
Wow, that's a heavy burden. Imagine being faced with that choice.
I know.
On one hand, he could continue living his life, pursue his research, maybe even find love.
Right.
But on the other, he has the power to ensure the safety of all creation. It's a classic dilemma, the needs of the many versus the needs of the one.
Yes.
But in this case, the one is the person making the decision.
That's right.
Right?
It really highlights the complexities of sacrifice, doesn't it?
It really does.
What does it truly mean to act for the greater good?
Yeah.
And what does it cost?
What does it cost?
But just as Srinidhi is wrestling with this monumental choice, who appears?
Oh, yeah.
Lord Rama himself.
Of course, it's like divine intervention at the most critical moment.
Right.
I bet this gives Srinidhi the guidance he needs to make the right decision.
Exactly.
Okay.
Lord Rama acknowledges the weight of the sacrifice, but also emphasizes the significance of Srinidhi's choice.
Okay.
It's not just about duty.
It's not just about duty.
It's about recognizing the potential within him, the capacity for selfless action.
Just selfless act.
That's like a cosmic affirmation of his worthiness.
I love how this scene reinforces the idea that ancient wisdom is still relevant.
Yeah.
Even in this futuristic, high-stakes situation.
High stakes.
It's like Rama represents a timeless moral compass, guiding Srinidhi toward the right path.
I like that.
So what does Srinidhi decide? Does he make the sacrifice?
With Rama's words echoing in his heart and Hanuman by his side,
Okay.
Srinidhi chooses to become the guardian of the core.
Wow.
He accepts his destiny,
Okay.
knowing full well the price he has to pay.
That must have been an incredibly powerful moment.
Yes.
Both heartbreaking and inspiring.
Absolutely.
What happens when he merges with the code? Is there any trace of him left?
The scene is described as incredibly beautiful and transformative.
Beautiful and transformative.
Srinidhi's body dissolves into pure light
Oh, wow.
as his consciousness expands,
Consciousness expands.
encompassing the entire universe.
Wow.
He sees everything, stars, galaxies, countless worlds,
Wow.
all connect in this intricate web of existence.
All right.
He becomes one with the very fabric of creation, transcending the limitations of his human form.
So it's not a complete end.
Right.
But a new beginning, a transformation into something much greater.
Something greater.
He becomes a protector of the universe. Watching over everything, does Hanuman stay with him?
Hanuman witnesses this transformation with both pride and sorrow, acknowledging Srinidhi's sacrifice and the debt owed to him by all of creation. He leaves the core in Srinidhi's care.
Wow.
Carrying the weight of their journey and knowing that the universe is in good hands.
It's bittersweet, isn't it?
It is.
Hanuman loses a friend,
Right.
but gains the assurance that the universe will endure.
Yeah.
But what about Srinidhi?
Right.
What's it like for him being the guardian of the core?
From his new vantage point, Srinidhi sees the universe with a clarity and understanding that was unimaginable before.
Wow.
He feels the flow of energy, the balance of forces, the interconnectedness of everything.
Okay.
He becomes the eternal guardian,
The eternal guardian.
watching over creation,
Right.
ensuring harmony and balance,
Ensuring harmony and balance.
forever vigilant against the forces of chaos.
Forever vigilant.
The story ends with a sense of peace and hope.
Peace and hope.
A reminder that even in the face of immense challenges and sacrifices, there's always a chance for renewal,
Renewal.
for a brighter future.
That's a powerful message, especially in today's world where we're facing so many uncertainties and challenges.
It is.
It's like the story is saying that even when things seem bleak,
Right.
there's always hope,
Oh,
always the possibility of transformation and renewal.
I agree.
So what does it all mean? What are the key takeaways from this deep dive into Hanuman 3984, the divine codebreaker?
It's a story that challenges us to think about our relationship with technology.
Our relationship with technology.
It's about the power of ancient wisdom.
Ancient wisdom.
And about the choices we make in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges.
The choices we make.
It reminds us that perhaps science and spirituality aren't mutually exclusive.
Right.
That there's room for both logic and intuition.
Logic and intuition.
For technological advancement and spiritual growth.
And it invites us to consider the power of sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Not just in a grand, heroic sense,
right?
But also in our everyday lives.
Our everyday lives.
What are we willing to give up, to let go of?
To let go of.
For the greater good.
The greater good.
What kind of future are we creating with our choices and actions?
Those are powerful questions to ponder.
Yeah, they are.
Hanuman 3984, The Divine Codebreaker, is more than just a science fiction adventure.
It's more.
It's a story that speaks to the human condition.
Right.
To our hopes and fears, to our potential for both darkness and light.
Darkness and light.
It's a story that stays with you long after you've finished reading it.
Long after you finished it.
Prompting you to look at the world and yourself with fresh eyes.
With fresh eyes.
And who knows, maybe there's a kernel of truth hidden within its pages.
Kernel of truth.
A message that resonates on a deeper level.
Resonates on a deeper level.
Reminding us that even in a world of technological marvels and existential threats, the power of choice, of sacrifice, of love, and of hope,
love and hope,
can never be underestimated.
Thanks for joining me on the deep dive.
It was my pleasure.